Happy Monday. Manifesting Monday. Why do we look so pale on this thing? I'm not actually this white. Jeez. What's up for everybody that's just joining? Grand Rising. I was just ready to say good morning. Grand Rising. I have to be careful with the words that you speak because words cast spells. We learned that the hard way based on the reality that we are now living in. Hi, everyone. Much love from the UK. Hi. I love to have so many people from around the world. It is so amazing. But it's a great way. This is a great way to start our week, start our days, is with some manifestation, with some discussion on mindset and going into life positively, waking up on a Monday and going into the week with a positive outlook for life. Hi, everybody that's joining. Joe, what's up from Yosemite National Park? Oh, I'm jealous. It must be beautiful there. Thank you, guys. I know everybody always loves my necklaces. I am from Philadelphia. Greetings from Belgium. I love to see where everybody is tuning in from. Ontario, of course, we always have Canadians. I love you guys up in Canada, and I think of you guys all the time. Yes, Joe, I've heard of the solar flash. We got Jersey in the house, New York City. We got all kinds. So this morning I want to get into talking about meditation. A lot of people don't know how to meditate, and for a really long time, I didn't know how to meditate. I didn't understand what it meant to meditate. I'm like, well, how do you meditate? Like, do you need instructions? Like, how does it work? Like, I just didn't understand meditation until I realized, like, every time I take a yoga class, I am in a meditative state. Nashville, Dallas, Texas, Vancouver, BC, Ireland. I love it. From Ireland. Connecticut, everywhere. Aruba. So amazing. I would like to be somewhere that is sunny. Aruba is nice and sunny. So we are going to be talking about, now, there's always at least one person that gets twisted when I use different terminology for whatever people feel that their creator is. I encourage people to stand in your own belief system, and whatever your creator is to you, you use that word. Whether it is Jesus you believe is the creator, whether it's creator that you believe is creator, whether it's God that you believe is creator, whether it's universe that you believe is creator, whatever you believe that to be, you have the right to that. It doesn't matter what you call the creator. It is up to you and your discretion to use any discernment or feelings or whatever your teachings have been, or whatever your self-discovery journey has been, for you to use whatever word that you like to use. I'm just going to say that, and I'm just going to have a smile on my face about it. So, listen, I'm not, nope, not going to do it. I'm not going to do it today. Isness. Absolutely. So let's talk about meditation. Whenever I would go into a yoga class, I would just go into this deep space, and I didn't realize that it was a meditative state. And once I realized that, I kept getting, like, this is where I would create all of my ideas. Whether it was, back then it was choreography would come to me. When I thought of my yoga mat company, it came to me when I was in Shavasana, when I was in a meditative state after I was done this really hard yoga class. Answers to things that I was looking for would come to me when I was in this deep meditative state. And I didn't realize that it was a form of meditation. I didn't really truly understand. When I started to take yoga, I loved it because it was movement. It was an extension of my dance, right? So I loved that because it was just a lot of flowing and a lot of movement, and it felt dance-like to me without having to whip my head around and give myself whiplash every single day. So I gravitated towards it. But I got so much more out of yoga than I ever thought that I would have. And that was the mental space that was now occupied with something that was more calming and peaceful rather than angry and full of resentment and all these negative frequencies. I had more of these positive experiences when I would be doing yoga, because I was so focused. I was focused more on the movement at first, and then it shifted into the mind stuff, because I would realize that I would be doing flow stuff, and I would my mind would start to drift away, just thinking about the most ridiculous things, and I wanted to bring my mind back to stillness. They would say yoga is about bringing your mind to stillness. I'm like, well, how the hell do you do that? How do you do that? And when I would be in Shavasana at the end of the class, and you're just laying there and it's dark and your body is so calm, all of these answers essentially come to you. So if you get to a point, like when you work out, you do a really hard workout and you're exhausted afterwards, if you have some time, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes, to lay in a quiet space after that, I can guarantee you already will be into a meditative state. So some people have to, listen to guided meditations and things to get to that meditative state. But when you do a really hard workout or something like that, your body is already in such a relaxed state that if you just lay there and you're in a quiet space, I guarantee you that there's going to be answers to things that you were looking for going to come to you while you're in that space. Your body is just so tired that your mind is the only thing that's left, is to just lay there in a relaxed state and allow things to come through you. Like I said, all of my ideas that I've ever had have come through me being in Shavasana in a meditative state. Meditation on the Word of God is best. So everyone, like I said before, everyone has their own way of doing things. So if you want to meditate after you read the Bible or whatever the Word of God is to you, and you meditate on that, the answers that you may be looking for, if you don't understand what the words are, will come to you. If you have something that you really are unsure of, like I don't know what to do, I need answers. When you ask the universe for answers, they're going to come to you. Guys, there's always one person that's got to break balls in here, but I'm not going to let it affect what we're doing here. We're doing the work here, or at least we're trying to. And in no way do I ever claim to be of some high spiritual level, or that I'm a spiritual guru or anything. I don't associate with any box. I'm on a journey of self-discovery, and whatever that looks like, I always share with you. So it has nothing to do with how much I know or how much I don't know, because I know a lot of things about a little bit of things, or I know a lot of things about a lot of things, but I also know nothing. So when I like to talk about this kind of stuff, it's all based on my own experiences, and it's not because I claim to be a teacher or anything else. I just like to share things and help people to get to a higher level of consciousness. I'm still trying to climb the ladder, and I fall down a lot. I get triggered by a lot of shit. I'll be the first one to say that. She's just a mommy, not a guru. Exactly. I don't claim to be anything. I just love to read about things, share them with people, and hope that it can help you raise your frequency. That's what I like to do. So again, when we go back to our meditation and those kind of things, people are like, well, how do you meditate? How do you meditate? So one of the ways, like I said, is after you've done something really strenuous, a nice hard workout, a yoga class, dance class, playing sports, whatever it is, find a quiet, dark space, whether it's a sauna or a bedroom or anywhere, and just lay there and be still. Things will pop up. There are times when things will run through my mind. I'm like, I'm not trying to think of you. Can you please leave? And try and focus on what it is that you want the answer to. And strangely, just ideas, random thoughts will come to you, and you'll be like, oh, wow, I didn't think of things this way. Meditation is a way you can find the inner truth that lives deep inside of you. Meditation is a great way for healing, relieving stress, becoming aware, manifestation, and finding answers. There are different ways of meditating. You sometimes meditate without even realizing it. If you're alone and get deep into thoughts, you are meditating. The purpose of meditation is to be one with yourself and your thoughts. A tip to keep in mind when meditating is to focus on your breathing. It is important to focus on your breathing when meditating so we don't let our minds wander. So we talked about the Ujjayi breath, I think 2 weeks ago. And that's a really great way to get into the meditative state. Some people are like, how the hell do I do this? Like, a lot of times when you do the guided meditations that you can find on YouTube or different apps and stuff, it always starts you out with breathing. Like, take deep breaths, inhale for, however many seconds, exhale, because it starts to relax your mind. It starts to make you think of and focus on that breathing so that your mind isn't wandering all over the place. You're focusing on like, okay, I'm breathing in for 5, I'm exhaling for 5. And it just is a good way to make you focus instead of you focusing on all the other external things that are happening in your world. Naturally, we might think thousands and thousands of different thoughts a day. And once you are in a subconscious state of meditation, your mind will focus on what is most important to you. And sometimes it could take months or even longer than that for you to understand what the messages are that you are getting. And sometimes it happens a lot faster. It just depends on how in touch with yourself you are. For someone that is like wild child and has never done this work before and doesn't even believe in it, it might be harder for you to get to that space. So just because you can't get to that space right away, it doesn't mean you're not able to. Because some people will just give up and be like, oh, I can't, there's too many thoughts going on in my head, and I can't focus on anything. That's normal. That's your mind's way of freaking out, saying, oh my God, I don't know what this person's doing. Like, why are you trying to get still all of a sudden? Like, I want to think a million things. And it's like you're an unruly child that's trying to, get out of their timeout corner, and you'll just do anything to get out of your punishment. Because focusing on yourself, focusing on thoughts, focusing on your most inner desires can feel like punishment to people. Maybe you don't feel worthy of doing that. Maybe the thoughts of you having what you desire freaks you out. Oh, my sister. Tag my sister. She's supposed to come on. She's like, you text me at 9:27 and tell me about Manifesting Mondays. You know that I'm on here on Mondays, so. Tell her she's interrupting. Okay, so back to meditation. Sorry, focus. Bad thoughts will come in and out while meditating. The only thing you can do is face these thoughts, which is one of the sole purposes of meditation. Having an is what it is mindset is a great mindset to have, because there are some things that you just can't change. Meditate in the present tense. Tell yourself that the past is the past, the future is yet to come, and stay in your present moment. Remember that everything happens for a reason. So also getting into frequencies. If you're listening to a guided meditation and it has certain frequencies, there are times when you can really get freaked out and have anxiety from these frequencies. They start to stimulate different things within your body, and those are things that probably need healing. Things that are stuck in small places and they hide behind different things. And when you have those certain frequencies, it can cause panic sometime, or for me, it caused anxiety. When I did a sound bath, my first time I ever did a sound bath, I was really freaked out by it. I felt like I had to get out of the room. I felt like I was trapped inside of myself. It was a very strange experience, but that was when I was in a really not happy time. And especially when you're in a little bit of a darker time and you do things that will stimulate things within your body using frequencies, you might say, this was the worst experience, I'll never do that again. Because it does shake up things within your body that need to be moved out. So, frequencies for meditation. Like if you are interested in doing frequency healing, you can listen to it again to reprogram the subconscious mind. Listen to it at night while you're asleep. Hello, Pedro. So we'll just go over some of the hertz that are really good for different things. So 396 hertz, liberating one from fear and guilt. 417, facilitating change and undoing situations. 432, transmit beneficial healing energy. It is a pure tone of math fundamental to nature. 528 hertz, miracles and transformations like DNA repair. So using frequency healing to repair DNA. 741 hertz, getting solutions, solving problems, expressing themselves. 852 hertz, returning one to a spiritual order. So those are just some of the frequencies that you can use or utilize to help reprogram your subconscious mind. Why is reprogramming the subconscious mind so important? I always say to think of your subconscious mind like it is a computer. And you've uploaded all these programs 20 years ago into your computer, and you're like, I don't need these programs anymore. They're making my computer messed up. They're outdated. They no longer serve me. I need to get rid of these programs out of my computer. So what do? You can remove them. You can remove that software from your computer. When it comes to the subconscious mind, it's not as easy as throwing that program into the trash and then pressing delete. If you have a really strong mindset and really strong self-concept, then it will be a lot easier than if you're a person that really, really clings on to these programs that are running in your computer, which is your subconscious mind. So again, I always say, sorry, I read the comments and got distracted. I always say, what do I always say? I'm having like all these stimulating things. I'm reading the comments and I'm hearing noises outside my window. About deprogramming the subconscious mind. If you are, which most of us are living those programs every single day, we don't realize that they are programs in our computer. So a really amazing way to deprogram ourselves is, one, doing the work at night when you're sleeping, the reprogramming the subconscious mind, listening audios. During the day, when you have those negative thoughts coming through. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I always say to write down, what are the beliefs that run you every day? What is it? If you're passing by a store, like, oh my God, I really love that top. I would love to have it, but I can't afford it. Or I hate my job. My job is awful, but I'll never find something better. I am not worthy. A lot of things with self-worth always come up for people, and it lives them in everything. So maybe it's love, then you don't feel worthy of being loved. But look at the rest of your life and notice how unworthy you feel for all of the things in your life. Because 9 times out of 10, well, it doesn't actually. I was going to say, like, sometimes when you are talking about worthiness, some people feel worthy of a job, worthy of finances, worthy of having all this abundance, but you don't feel worthy of being loved. So write down what it is. Purge old belief system and integrate the higher frequency. Thanks, Joe, thank you for monitoring or moderating the crazy side conversation. Let me just look at some of the comments. Lithium orotate. I'll go grab it. Let me go grab it really quick. The lithium orotate. It's by Wayland. Lithium orotate is by Wayland. Lithium orotate 5. That's what it looks like. I think it's like literally $12.99, and these things are like super, super small. This is amazing stuff for anxiety, depression, obsessive thoughts, things like that. Well, thank you for asking, whoever asked that question. Gary is in the house. Hold on, I'm just looking at any comments. Okay, so going back to the programs that run us. If you are not aware of what program is running you, what your dominant thoughts are, you're not going to be able to change them. So if you are consistently trying to look at what thoughts you are having all the time in your everyday, even if you're at the grocery store, well, I shouldn't buy this, or I shouldn't get too much of that because I need money for this. When you're coming from that lack mentality, it's important to recognize where in your life you are feeling these things, because that's the only way that you could change them, is by looking at them directly. Okay. So main components to successful manifestation. Visualization. When visualizing, make sure you let your emotions run through you. So you can think of something 1,000,000 times. You can do your affirmations 6,000 times. No matter what it's about, just keep repeating them. If there's no feeling behind it, you're just repeating things. Is Jen in here? Can't you just come on, Jen? Just come on. We're talking about visualization, so you're really good at that. I want my sister to talk about going in the void too. So I don't think I go there. Can you jump on, Jen, or not? So feel exactly how you would feel once you get what you've been asking for. Or feel how you would feel once you would get what you've been asking for. Once your subconscious mind, Jen, just see, Joe is begging you, please come on. Once your subconscious mind is determined or accepted something is real, it'll bring it into your life. So she says not today. Your subconscious mind doesn't realize whether you have experienced something or you're just thinking it. So think about that. Oh, Jen's making breakfast. Okay. So think about that. You don't know what you have, your mind doesn't know what you've actually experienced or what you are perceiving to be real. So if you got into an accident or something like that and you keep on replaying that in your mind over and over and over again, your subconscious mind doesn't know if you are actually experiencing that again or if it's just something that you are thinking. So it keeps you in this perpetual state of fear because you just keep thinking this and you're doing it with feeling, because when chances are you got into an accident, you feel that anxiety. So you're going to continue to bring more of that negative space back to you over and over again. Hi from Sweden. Because your subconscious mind doesn't know if it's real or if you were just thinking about it. So if you are a multimillionaire and you know what it's like, you know what the feeling is to be a multimillionaire, and you don't even have to really think about that anymore because it's already living you. But say you want to become a multimillionaire and you want to have all this abundance, what is it that you're going to think of, or how would you think from that space? So you're not thinking of what you want, you're thinking from having already what you want. Because the universe will just conspire to bring you what it is that is your dominant thought in your subconscious mind. Again, if you had a really bad breakup and you just sit there and stew about it over and over again and you just literally stay in that feeling, you're feeling all the feelings of that breakup over and over and over again. So how could you ever manifest into your life more love or a new relationship and something that's very positive when your subconscious mind is reliving every single day or as often as you think about all the bad things that happen to you? You're not. Joe, you're the oldest soul that I know. And I love it. Joe, we're going to talk about the void when Jen comes on. So you and Jen can have a void conversation. Okay? Okay, so once your subconscious mind has determined or accepted something as real. Accepted it as real. That could be good or bad. It doesn't matter. So once your mind has determined that something or accepted something is real, it will bring it into your life. So if you had crazy anxiety and you have feelings like that something bad's going to happen to somebody, something bad's going to happen every single day because you can't get that anxiety under control, guess what you're going to manifest? Something bad happening to that somebody. You're creating real scenarios in your mind. They're real in your mind. They might not be real in the 3D yet, but they're going to become real in the 3D because you continue to program your mind with all of this negative stuff. And the same goes for positive. You could program your mind for all these positive things to happen to you. And guess what's going to unravel and reveal itself into your three-dimensional reality is all the good things that you're thinking. It's very simple. Put your thoughts into what you want, not what you don't want. Does this go for anxiety or depression? Can you ask that? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So I want to answer that, but I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Different people are actually versions of ourselves. So they say that everyone, or Neville Goddard says, everyone is you pushed out. Everyone that you meet in your reality somewhere is you pushed out. What does that mean? It means that these people are a reflection of you in some way, shape, or form. So when you are manifesting, or not even, if you meet somebody and you end up in a relationship with them, they are a reflection of you in some way. So if that relationship goes downhill and goes into a downward spiral, and there's just certain things about this person that really irritates you, they are reflecting back to you what you are. Somewhere in your subconscious mind, you have these limiting beliefs or these negative thought patterns about yourself that person is reflecting back to you. So think about that. If you are in a relationship that you are unhappy in, or this person just gets on your nerves so badly, what is it about them that they're reflecting back to you about yourself? It's not them. Everybody is you pushed out. So if there's something negative coming from that relationship, if you are receiving something negative, or a person is abusive, everyone is you pushed out. So if that's what you believe about yourself, that you're not worthy of a good partner, that partner is going to be abusive to you, whether it is verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, whatever it is. Everyone is you pushed out. They're reflecting back to you what you think of yourself. What subconscious programming runs you. They're going to show you exactly what it is. It doesn't even necessarily mean relationship. It could be your boss. It could be anybody that you see on the street even, and you had a good experience or a negative experience. Everyone is you pushed out. So if you're walking down the street with this high energy and this really great energy, and someone says, you look gorgeous today, they're reflecting back to you what you are radiating from yourself. But if you're in a really negative space and you're in a really angry space, you could pass by a really nasty person that'll just mumble something under their breath. They're reflecting back to you what you are at the exact moment that you are that, because we're all frequency. So if we are literally on the same frequency as somebody, we're listening to the same radio station, we're both listening to hip hop, we're going to reflect back to each other exactly those same frequencies. But if I'm listening to rock and roll and this person's listening to the blues, we're just not going to see eye to eye. So there's also going to be a difference there, if that makes sense. I am the Jesus version of you. I don't know what that means. Wait, I'm missing some of the comments. Okay, how can someone who is super depressed or super anxious about a breakup, how do you control the constant repeated thoughts about the person and what has happened? Now again, this is what I did for myself. This is not medical advice of any kind. Medical advice. I'm like slow today. Not medical advice, not device. When you have anxiety, when you have depression, when you have obsessive thoughts, there is a really great chance that you have some mineral deficiencies. So what I did when I suffered through and with depression is, after a long time of trial and error through dieting and things like that, I looked up nutritional deficiencies and depression, nutritional deficiencies and anxiety. And surely enough, I found what I was looking for, right? So I would say to start there for one. Once you understand those deficiencies and how they really affect your brain, you could certainly alleviate some of that depression by remineralizing your body, right? These are under the line of some cell salts. This is lithium orotate. I use this for obsessive thoughts. When I tell you obsessive thoughts, I mean that I cannot stop thinking. The same thought just runs on a loop, like I'm in a race all day long and I just can't stop it, right? When I started to take lithium orotate, which is a natural salt that's already occurring in your body, it helped me significantly. So, okay, say we get those thoughts under control, right? Then we work on your self-concept. What is it that you think about yourself or about the breakup? For obvious reasons, relationships do fall apart. But was the relationship a good relationship? Was that person in line with what you believe in and what your beliefs are? How were they treating you? It all depends on your self-concept. Do you believe that you are deserving of a good relationship? Is that why it fell apart? Because you don't feel worthy? There's a million different reasons of why things can fall apart. But as far as the obsessive thoughts, there are ways to help that. And that goes back to remineralizing the body. We're so depleted in minerals in our body that one of the first things, at least for me, to go was the mind. And I had an eating disorder from when I was really young. So I grew up with no nutrition in my body because I starved myself. So I dealt with depression from such a young age because of that. So once I discovered how important mineralizing my body was, which is why I take sea moss, it has 92 out of 102 minerals. I take the multi-mineral blend, which has helped my depression and anxiety significantly, along with the lithium orotate. I was able to control the direction that my life was going so much easier when my mind was in a balanced state. When your mind is imbalanced and you try to do this work, the obsessive thoughts will then be about this work. And then you're going to get really frustrated because it's not going to be happening as fast as you want. You're like, but I think of this all the time and I work on this all the time. But it's really just those crazy thoughts, even if they're positive, on a loop, making you feel insane. So once the mind is balanced, you'll be able to do this work more efficiently, because obviously thinking anything over and over and over again repeatedly is not healthy. So we have to get the mind healthy before we can actually dive into work like this, because then you'll just obsess over this. You don't want to just continue to find things that you'll obsess over when you have really bad anxiety. Joe, I don't know. I think it's just the minerals, because our minds and our bodies need such a great amount of minerals or a mineral complex to work optimally, that once you have those, the mind just starts to rebalance. When you don't have these things, your body will start to malfunction in different ways, whether it's just having joint pain randomly or having gut issues or anything like that. Once you start to have minerals, you realize the importance of them. Because most people are like, oh, I take a multivitamin. Surely we're made up of certain vitamins, but we're actually made up of minerals. So people are replenishing their body with vitamins, but the body is made up of 102 minerals that we do not replenish because our food system is so fucked. I take it in the morning, yeah. Don't take it at night because you won't sleep. It makes you really, it allows you to focus too. It allows you to really be super focused. Let me just see if I missed any. I had that loop thing going on daily. Yes, so for a long time in my life, I had, when I was a dancer, I had choreography on a loop in my brain. Over and over again, I couldn't stop. I would just count the choreography like over and over again in my mind, and it was crazy. The brand that I use is by Wayland, and again, it's literally like $12.99 on, you could screenshot this. I'll hold it for a second. I know it's backwards, but you get the idea. It's called Wayland, Weyland. And it's lithium orotate 5. Again, this is just what I did for myself. This ain't no medical advice. Okay. So meditation helps you identify your abundance blocks, whether it's abundance of money, of love, whatever it is. These abundance blocks are also called manifesting blocks because they hold you back in your manifestation process. Moreover, meditation is a beneficial tool to overcome them. Visualizing while meditating is a great way to attract more greatly and quickly, which is how we communicate with the universe, summing up energy, frequency, and vibration. So, when you do your meditation, it's not only about just laying there and being still and allowing things to come to you. It's also about, what's the word? I don't know what the word is right now. but you want to purposefully manifest or use that time to manifest what you want. So whatever your visualization is, they say to, and again, this is funny because we're talking about being on a loop, but think of a very short scene that is your end. Whatever your end is for manifestation, whether it's this job that you really, really want. Think of yourself in the end, which is being at that job. You have that job, you're sitting at your desk with your name on it, you're writing on paper, you see around you what the room looks like, and keep that thing on loop. Or whether it's you looking in your bank account and seeing like millions of dollars, whatever your end is. Or if you're in this perfect relationship, see yourself with that person already married, or whatever it is that you want and you desire. Use that time during your meditation to do your visualization. Because when you do that, and I know a lot of people can attest to this, when you do your visualization in your meditation, sometimes after you're done your meditation, you're like, I was really there. Like I was actually there. And it's really an interesting feeling because you're like, I was just fucking there. Like, this is crazy. I thought that that was my reality. So you want to try and live in that space as much as you possibly can, because that's how then the universe conspires to then bring that into your actual reality, which is our 3D reality. So main components to successful, what time is it? Okay, we'll do this last page. Main components to successful manifestations: consistency. Consistency is the biggest one. You must be consistent with your action and alignment towards your desires, including being consistent with Project 369, which is write down your affirmations 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at nighttime. The universe will deliver you what you want when the timing is right. Please remember that. Personally, we've all found hundreds of times before we could succeed at what we wanted. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's just say doubting yourself. Never doubt yourself. You are the universe experiencing itself. The universe always delivers. The timing that your manifestation turns into reality is always the right timing. You're simply just waiting for it to happen. What was the other thing that I wanted to read? So let's see. Joe. Yes, feeling and seeing the final point of your manifestation. The healthy baby in your arms, feeling at ease. So exactly whatever it is that's your end, whatever it is that you want, if it's a baby, whatever it is, see yourself in that very space. When you do that, your mind doesn't know if it's real or if it's perceived thought. So you can use that time wisely whenever you're thinking about anything. You can use that time to worry about something and allow your reality to become the worry that you have constantly in your mind, or you could cancel those thoughts out, reprogram your mind to always see the good in things. I give this example. Wherever you may go, or wherever that I go, when I go into a store, if I go into a store and buy 2 apples and a banana, every time I leave, I say, thank you, universe. Thank you, God, whatever you believe in, for this abundance, no matter what it is. You can view abundance as someone coming and buying you a cup of coffee. You're at a coffee place and someone comes in front of you and they're like, give that person whatever they want. That's manifesting abundance. That's the universe sending you signals that you are on the right path, right? The universe, God, whichever, shows us signs all the time that we are on the right path, but also if we're on the wrong path. And most people never want to listen to being on the wrong path, because it's usually something that we really, really want, but it's also usually something that really, really doesn't align with us. So the universe will continue to show us things until we finally get it, until you're flat on your face and the universe is like, do you get it now? How many times do I have to show you something negative about this person or about this job or about this house that you shouldn't live in because it's not good for your health, there's mold in it or whatever? How many times do I have to show you this until you realize this is not in alignment with you and what you are? The universe is trying to show us when something is just not for us. No matter how many times we try to be in alignment with us, it's just not meant for us. And that's it for today. So I intend that this was helpful. I hope that this is a great start to people's Monday morning. My sister, I hopefully is going to come next week, but she's like, we have to plan. Well, let's plan, something for the next 4 weeks. Like, I don't plan anything. I just fly by the seat of my pants. And sometimes that's not the best thing to do, but a lot of the times, most of the time of my life, that's just the way. I'm better under pressure than I am prepared. But I'm always prepared to an extent, just not in the way that, my sister's like a professor and I'm just like the wild child that just, just does the damn thing. I don't track my macros. No, my diet is another story. I'm glad that it was helpful, guys. Thank you so much. I love doing this with you guys because it sets my week off too. It's not like I'm just doing this for you. I do this for myself. So we have this great energy exchange that I can look at your comments and read them and then reflect on them. And we can do this together. These are all the Project 369 books. Like the past several weeks that I've been doing this. Happy birthday! You're 50 years young today, not old. Hi from the UK. What's up? We got people from everywhere. I love this. I'm going to post this, so if anybody wants to rewatch it or share it, you certainly can. I have not watched anything regarding that woman. But have the most amazing day. And I will be on hopefully tonight at 9 p.m. with Rodney. When we talk about, oh, guys, the bundle too. If anyone's interested in off-grid living, there's over 100 ebooks in this. Plant-Based Ben put together an absolutely amazing bundle, and I love to support anything that he does. So if you guys are interested in off-grid living or homesteading, gardening, home births, homeschooling, all kind of stuff that is off the grid, there is a link for that in my bio. It's like $50 for over 100 ebooks or something. And I'm really proud of him for doing this. He's worked for 3 months straight every single day to put this together for people. And it's like $6,000 worth of information. So if you guys want to do that, it's only available for like 6 more days. So the link is in my bio or in his bio. And you could, oh, that's awesome, Ben, that you bought the bundle. That's awesome. So I'll be on tonight with Rodney, and John, you better hop on with us tonight. I love you guys, and I will chat with you this evening at hopefully 9 o'clock. Adios.